Welcome to the Genuine Room, your favorite space for inspiration, healing, and true self-discovery. Here, we explore what it really means to live a wealthy life, one that's rich in health, spirit, and well-being. After working through my own emotional and spiritual blocks, I feel called to help others reach their highest potential. This space was created to walk alongside you on that journey. In each episode, we share empowering wisdom, healing practices, and soulful insights to support your growth. Whether you're embracing sobriety, building self-worth, or simply seeking more peace, you are not alone. Let's walk this path together toward a life that feels grounded, purposeful, and truly rich. So here's the truth that you need to know. In order for you to want to achieve anything in life, whether it's creating a business, whether it's becoming this version of yourself that you dreamt about, and in the process of dreaming about what you wanted to be, you found yourself slipping and falling and ultimately never getting to where you want to go. But you notice all these people, they have these stories. They come from backgrounds that were jacked up. They come from backgrounds that they potentially didn't have anything. They've seen a lot of difficult days in their life. Yet today, a decade later, you find them being at a position, at a place, at a scenario where it's like the tables turned. What you knew about them, it's not the case anymore. Why is that happening? That simply happens because one was able to flip the script, turn the page around, and tap into the state, this version of believing in themselves that they could achieve and ultimately achieve what they desired, that they wanted in life. It starts with a small belief. It starts with nurturing that belief. It starts with putting in that effort of becoming this embodied vessel to hold that manifestation of what they want in life, of what they desired their outcome to be. So it's not just a desire, it's not showing up every single day, because trust me, I've tried that myself. Showing up every single day in my life where I thought, okay, I wanted this and that and blah and all this stuff, right? And then found myself not achieving that. Only to recognize, wait a minute, there's something missing. I haven't embodied that state of who I want to be. If you guys have been following me for a while, just take my old videos, for instance, and see the transformation that I have been able to create in my own life. Starting somewhere, just believing the possibility of what something can turn out to be. And ultimately, as I walk through this belief, but it's not just a belief, it's constantly nurturing that belief with new strategies, new ways of how something can become even better, right? It's being honest, taking accountability of where I'm going wrong. It's checking, reaching out, and really putting all my efforts in whatever it is that I wanted. So you see this transformation time and time again, where people just initially started off and then ultimately they became better. They transformed their craft by learning different strategies, different ways, but ultimately believing in themselves of what the truth really is of their highest version, their betterment. But coming back to the main point, that's later down, right? Let's say you start something. If you give up on it, you have a hard-headed way of moving about that scenario, you'll often notice that you'll never attract those better days. You'll never attract really the strategy of improving your scenario, of improving where you're trying to go, the transformation, or whatever the case is. But the foundation really is believing that you can do it. All people, everyone that ultimately made it, everybody that ultimately went on with their creation, with the invention. Let's go really back in ancient days when we had Thomas Edison, when we had all these wonderful people. They believed, even though people around them said they couldn't do something, even though the circumstances were showing, no income flow coming in at that time, right? Initially, they were just sitting there with a pen and paper, trying to nail things down. Initially, they were looking up information. Initially, they just looked the way they were a few years ago, and ultimately kept nurturing it with good vibes, with positivity, with trying to go after the answers they need in order to make something come to pass. And the more you work at something, the more you attract information to you in order to become what you are. But I do want to stress on this idea that you have to believe in your manifestation. Ultimately, you have to believe in yourself. Many people who do it really is that their background was that they believed in themselves. They believed in the idea. They had faith in it, and that little belief, that faith, that showing up every single day when it was tough, moving through even the circumstances when they weren't seeing no results, is the very main foundation of what you find years later. But if you don't have the patience for putting in that effort, right, that hard work, people think hard work is just labor. No, hard work is showing up every single day, believing even when you don't see results, and knowing that you will receive what you set out to make something possible. A lot of times people see someone or something later down in their life when things are established, but they never saw them when they were struggling, never saw them when they were rejected, when people made fun of them, when people didn't support them, when nobody believed in them. But when things start showing up, everybody wants to believe in something. Because a lot of people, I'll tell you something, fools really look at the physical manifestation of something and then believe. Even in the biblical scriptures, they talk about, I think it was a scripture, and Jesus really talked about this, that blessed are those and happier are those who haven't seen yet believe. I think this is very deep, and this ties into the deeper aspect of when Jesus was really preaching and talking, because he always had deep-ended conversation, not just the physical words of black and white that we read in Bible, right? We all understand that biblical concepts are deeper than what the eye meets. And so same way with the creation, right? We are in God's image, and so we understand that everything, whether it's the mind that we have, is given to us by our Creator, and therefore it has to be deeper than that. And time and again, we find that our Creator tells us, believe even when you see no results. Believe, because those are the very main days that make up your foundation for what you want. But that's also another topic, right? The main topic is, what do you want in life? And who do you want to be? Maybe this is a sign that's coming in for you. Who do you want to be? And why can't you not be that? Sit with that for a second in the mirror and let that answer flow through to you. You'll notice it's really just that you don't believe that you can. You don't feel like you're worthy enough. It's not that people who sit up and, have achieved things is because they just have this meaningless affirmation of who they are as they feel worthy. No, they really feel worthy. There's heaviness, there's a weight of their meaning to why they believe they can demand for this much amount of money, or they believe why they have this business. When they stand and when they express and they talk or they introduce themselves, there's a weight to it. It's because that identity has been crafted within them of saying, you know what, I own and I understand that this is who I am. This is the work that I do. Whether it's the company that I run, whether it's the business that I own. It's not like, oh, I own a business. No, it's living proof. So whatever you want in life, it's important to believe. You believe in things. You believe in your job. That's why you go to it. You believe in yourself of maybe prepping a meal, and that's why you prep. If you didn't believe you could prep that meal, then you wouldn't prep that meal. If you didn't believe you could complete that degree, then you wouldn't do it. So it's important, whatever you want in life, is to believe in yourself, no matter how difficult it can be. And the more you push through those hard days, you'll notice that you'll find how easy every step became once you look backwards. But looking forward, it's difficult to do so. But I challenge you today, no matter what it is, believe in yourself and move forward. Even when nobody believes in you. Even when people may have just empty faces just staring at you and not thinking that you can make that possible. But you can. No matter if a coach believes in you or not. I coach and I believe in my clients, but I often notice when they're reflecting back to me that they can't believe in themselves. There's nothing I can do to help them. Even Steph Curry, right? If he doesn't believe in his ability to shoot that ball or, throw those amazing shots that he does, then no matter what extravagant coach that he gets, he's going to find it difficult to keep up in his career, because the main thing is that he believes in his manifestation. He believes in his ability to make that possible. And pray, right? If you find yourself feeling weak, if you find yourself like things are getting difficult, or you're losing that faith, you're losing that belief in your manifestation or in yourself, you can check back with your higher power. You can just do this easy, priceless activity, which is so powerful, though, by you just calling for that universal, amazing, vibrant energy that is so magnificently powerful, that charges every essence of your cell vertebrating within you, to call back that Shakti, call that prana, call back and go out there and achieve magnificent results that you didn't even think you were able to do 1 month ago. But believing in you and doing the work that you need to do every single day, pushing through, praying for that energy. Praying is not that, whereas I want a car and just bring that car to me. So saying, go ahead. The world is yours to have. The car is not the issue. Is, do you believe you're worthy of getting a car? Do you believe you can take that step to maybe ask for a promotion or go after for a higher project that you can then afford the car? Materialistic things are really never the scenario, and it's so easy to get your materialistic, whether it's wealth, whether it's a house, whether it's a car. Those things are never something that you should worry about, but you should worry about becoming the vessel of what you want and easily attract that. Look at all the things that you've attracted before. The shoes that you were able to get, the clothes that you were able to get, the laptop, the things that you have currently right now. How did you get them? What makes you think you can't get higher and better things? And I will tell you and let you be. because you don't dash in yourself and in your ability to make that thing possible. So today, I want you to sit down and really recognize what is something that is latching onto you, that's making you feel like you can't get X, Y, and Z in your life because there's something that you're missing. I want you to fill in the blanks down below, write in the comments to me about what is something that you want and what do you need to do in order to get that. I trust and believe you know the answer for that.